What's up guys, welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and welcome back to another Should You Pull video, where I give you my opinions for upcoming banners coming to Dissidia Opera Omnia. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at the Act 2 Chapter 9 banner, which includes both Cloud of Darkness and Kefka's EX, alongside with their 15 and 35 CP weapon. They are also realizable on the release of this event, and of course, the third wheel for this one is going to be Ace, which you can grab his 15 and 35 CP weapon. Now, as always, like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help my channel, guys, and I really do appreciate all the support that you guys give me. And of course, we're gonna keep going with the like goals. 150 likes. We still have not gotten to 150 likes in any of my Should You Pull videos. Would really appreciate it if we can get there, guys. Really do appreciate it. Now, without further ado, let's start this video. Okay guys, we'll start this video off with Kefka's rework. We'll take a look at his first ability, Try and Extend, which gets 2 extra uses, which is really nice since he does have a low ability count to begin with, so this is a nice little change. Now when you're using Try, pretty much it really stays the same. The biggest thing here is it actually triggers 4 magic brave hits now after the brave multiplier, whereas before it was 2 brave hits, plus the addition of Trine Plus, which is a plus variant for his Trine ability. This obviously increases the brave potency and increasing his max brave overflow for this ability, which is really nice to get. Now moving on to the next rework, of course it's going to be his ability 2, which gets 2 extra uses from the 1, so it's a total of 3 extra ability usage, which is again nice because Kefka really does have a low ability count to begin with, so this is a really nice addition. So the biggest changes with Light of Judgments again is the increase in brave hits, increase in potency, and of course the slight improvements on the attack down, defense down, and speed down debuffs, and also of course the plus variant for Light of Judgment, which again just increases its potency, increases its max brave overflow limit. Now let's move on to his EX weapon, which is a old EX weapon, which is called the Chick Hair Ornament. This gives him the EX ability Havoc Wing, which is going to be a 3-hit magic brave plus HP attack, greater brave damage on debuffs targets, and will have a 150% max brave overflow limit, and has a moderate chance to break the target as well. This will have a low action delay and inflicts the Sneering Clown debuff for 6 turns. This extends the granted buffs by 2 turns as well as turning his Brave attack and Meteor to Meteor Plus, which is going to be a 6-hit magic brave attack. Now Sneering Clown has the following effects. It lowers the enemy's attack, defense, and speed, and steals brave every turn, which is sort of like a sap effect. This will have a normal recast speed, and at 1 out of 3 limit break, this will increase the brave damage dealt, at 2 out of 3 increasing its recast speed, at 3 out of 3 moderately raising his max brave, and when he's using his brave attack, this will also moderately increase the brave potency. Now if you do decide that you really like Kefka's kit and you want to invest and realize his weapon, at 0 out of 3 limit break when you're using his EX ability, the hit count will now increase to 6, increasing its total brave potency, and will have a 50% splash damage to non-targets as well. This will also improve the chance to break the target as well. Now when you're using Meteor Plus, which you do get with his EX ability, after you use it, it also increases its brave potency, will have a 120% max brave overflow, and will also trigger an HP attack after use now. This will also have a 50% splash damage to non-targets, and will raise the brave by 30% of the HP damage dealt to the target. Now his brave attack will increase its brave hit count to 3, and again increasing its total brave potency. At 1 out of 3 limit break, this will increase his max brave and his attack as well. Now at 2 out of 3 when using Havoc Wing, he will grant himself a new buff called Heartless Angel, and this will last for 4 turns. And when the quest starts, he will actually have this buff as well for 6 turns. And when the battle starts, he will already inflict the Sneering Clown debuff on all enemies for 4 turns. Now Heartless Angel will have the following effects, increasing his max brave and his attack once again, and raises the brave damage dealt based on the number of debuffs on the target. And finally, at 3 out of 3, when using Havoc Wing, this will now become a 6-hit Magic Brave plus HP attack that is triggered twice, and increasing its total Brave potency. He will also finally have access to his HP attack plus, which is going to be a 2-hit Magic Brave plus HP attack. The Stolen Brave can overflow up to 120% of his max Brave. The bonus sphere for this one is going to be debuff success magic attack up long. After inflicting a debuff, this will raise your magic attack by 15% for 6 turns. However, the same spheres do not stack. Okay guys, so after hearing all this information regarding Kefka's rework and of course his realization, how much ingots should you be spending on Kefka if you do decide that you like this character and want to use him moving forward? Honestly, with Kefka, I think you can really get away with 2 out of 3, because this is where he gets that Sneering Clown debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. You get the Heartless Angel buff, which increases his max brave and attack once again, and of course increasing his overall brave damage done on debuff targets. However, even though I say that, I think 3 out of 3 is probably the way to go for Kefka, especially if you really are planning on using him moving forward. The main reason is going to be, yes, the old longevity reasons. That HP attack plus, you only get access to that at 3 out of 3. And to be completely honest, it's a more consistent HP attack filler than your Meteor Plus, because with the Meteor Plus, you have to rely on Kefka actually using his EX attack, and while it's not too bad in terms of recharge speed, I still think having an HP attack plus really helps in with that filler, especially if you want to keep some of his abilities and you don't have access to his Meteor Plus and you're like maxed out on Brave. So overall, I think 3 out of 3 still has a little bit of weight in it, just because of that reason. Plus, obviously, you get the extra Brave plus HP attack attached to this as well, because Havoc Wing is now going to be a 6-hit Brave plus HP attack that is triggered twice, and if you think about it, it's 2 times splash damage as well. So if you're dealing with multiple enemies, this is going to be doing quite a bit of damage. Anyway guys, I think let's move on to Cloud of Darkness and her abilities with all passive included. Let's start off with her first ability called Insulating Appendages. This is going to be a 2-hit AoE Magic Brave plus HP attack, single target HP attack I should say. This grants her the Power of Nothingness buff for 4 turns and grants her 1 stack of his special effect buff called Darkness. This can go up to 5 stacks, and after breaking a target, this also grants her 1 additional Darkness stacks. Now while Power of Nothingness is active, her Brave attack will turn into Toying Appendages. This is going to be a 2-hit Magic Brave attack. After breaking target, this also grants her 1 additional Darkness stack. Her HP attack will become Uncanny Beam, which is a Magic Brave plus HP attack, and after breaking, again, gains 1 Darkness stack. She also counters HP attacks with Counter. Her counter will be a 2-hit Magic Brave attack, which grants 1 additional stack of Darkness as well. Now Power of Nothingness, I should say, raises her Max Brave and her attack, and Darkness raises the Stolen Brave overflow limit based on the number of stacks. Now once you have unlocked the extension for this ability, the Brave hit count will increase to 4, increasing its total Brave potency and increasing its Max Brave overflow to 150% of her Max Brave. This also extends the duration of Power of Nothingness by 2 turns, and when she's using Toying Appendages, which is her Brave attack, the Brave hit count will increase to 6, increasing its Brave potency and now granting 1 stack of Darkness without actually breaking a target. Uncanny Beam becomes a 3-hit Brave hit count and greatly increasing its Brave potency, and the Stolen Brave can overflow up to 120% of her Max Brave. Now her 15 CP weapon, if you do get this weapon and max it out, you do get a passive increasing Insulating Appendages Brave potency, improving its Power of Nothingness buff, and raises the brave damage dealt by towing appendages in Uncanny Beam. And when you're using Uncanny Beam, it also gives a 20% splash damage to non-targets. Now let's move on to her second ability called Wide Angle Particle Beam. This is going to be a 4-hit AoE Magic Brave plus HP attack and will also deal 100% HP damage to all targets. However, this will consume all your darkness stacks, so keep that in mind. And when the darkness stack is at 5, this ability will become Zero Form Particle Beam, which is going to be a 6-hit Magic Brave attack plus HP attack that is triggered twice. The Stolen Brave will overflow up to 120% of her max Brave, delaying the target by 1 turn, and again consuming all the darkness stacks. However, this does not consume an ability usage. Her level 60 Crystal Passive Awakening improves this, giving it 1 extra usage, and when she's using Wide Angle Particle Beam, the Brave hit count will increase to 6, moderately raising the total Brave potency. The Stolen Brave can overflow up to 120% of her max Brave and will delay all enemies by 1 turn. Now when you're using the Zero Form Particle Beam, this is now going to be a 6-hit Magic Brave plus HP attack triggered 3 times on 1 target. This will tremendously increase its Brave potency, will have a 150% max Brave overflow, will deal 20% splash damage to non-targets as well, delays the target by 3 turns, and extends the duration of Power of Nothingness by 3 turns. The 35 CP for this one will increase the Brave damage dealt by both variants of this ability, and when using Wide Angle Particle Beam, this moderately raises the Brave damage dealt to a single target. Now let's move on to her additional ability, which is going to be Break Reset Burst. This is going to be a 2-hit Magic Brave attack which cancels the target's break status after its Brave hits. So think of it as a Lightning's additional ability, and when you do get the extension for this one at level 70 Crystal Passive, this is going to increase the max Brave for 3 turns as well, and if you do get the Bloomstone, you do get extra 2 uses for this additional ability. Okay guys, now let's move on to her EX weapon called Destructive Tentacles. This will give her the EX ability Anti-Air Particle Beam. This is going to be a 6-hit Magic Brave attack plus HP attack. It will have a 150% max Brave overflow and will grant 1 stack of the Darkness stack. After breaking a target, this will also give it 1 additional Darkness stack as well. This will have a normal recast speed, and at 1 out of 3 increasing the Brave damage dealt. At 2 out of 3 it will grant her the buff Umbral Form for 6 turns. Now this will raise her attack and deals a Brave damage to all enemies every time she gets a turn. So think of it as a sort of like a reverse poison. Instead of the enemy's turn, it will activate during Cloud of Darkness's turn. At 3 out of 3, this will increase the recast speed for Anti-Air Particle Beam. Okay, so if you do like this character and decided to realize this weapon, at 0 out of 3 it will increase its Brave potency, slightly raising its max Brave overflow limit if Stolen Brave. This also delays the target by 1 turn. At 1 out of 3 it moderately increases her max Brave and her attack. At 2 out of 3 she gets Power of Nothingness and Umbral Form for 6 turns at the start of the quest. And finally, at 3 out of 3 when using Anti-Air Particle Beam, the 6-hit Magic Brave attack plus HP attack will be triggered twice. This will increase its Brave potency, increasing its max Brave overflow limit once again, and raises the Brave by 20% of the HP damage dealt after the first HP attack. Finally, the bonus sphere you're getting for this one is Break Hit Raging Magic Attack Up. When breaking a target or attacking a broken target, it raises the magical attack by 3% up to 5 times. This is only activated once per turn, and the same spheres do not stack. Okay guys, so after hearing all this information regarding Cloud of Darkness and of course her realization, how much ingots should you be investing on Cloud of Darkness if you do decide you really like this character and you want to use her moving forward? Now, in all honesty, for me, go home or go big with Cloud of Darkness. This is mainly because she's a damage dealer. And in order for her to do her job really well, you really need to max her out, or you don't at all. Honestly, to me, 0 out of 3 is okay, and the main reason for this is because she's not reliant on her EX ability. Sure, it's nice to have, but her biggest damage dealing ability is her ability 2 with that zero form particle beam. So basically that is the biggest highlight with Cloud of Darkness. Having her EX weapon is nice, however you don't really need to go all the way in order for her to be very effective as a damage dealer. But again guys, I just want to remind you, if you really want her to do well at her job, 3 out of 3 is the way to go. She does get extra max brave and extra attack at 1 out of 3. You don't have to rely too much on using her ability just to get power of nothingness, and of course that umbral form as well, which has sort of like a sap like effect. Plus at 3 out of 3 you do get a double HP attack on this one. Again, it becomes a 6-hit magic brave plus HP attack that is triggered twice, which is really nice. Again, this is just going to depend on you guys' situation. You know, if you do have an abundance of damage dealing characters, magic damage dealing characters already, you might just want to go 0 out of 3, and she can still sort of carry her own in the chaos difficulty fights, plus you get that extra ingot for a future character. But if you are lacking in the magic DPS department, I think it's well worth investing 3 out of 3 for Cloud of Darkness. Alright guys, so we're finally at the end of this video, and the final question remains, should you pull? In my honest opinion, I would only pull on this banner if you really are desperate for a magic dealing character, magic damage dealing character. Because all of the characters in this banner are all magic based characters, so if you are lacking in one of those, then I highly suggest you go and pull for one, because basically 2 out of 3 of these characters that you can get in this banner, which is obviously going to be Cloud of Darkness and Kefka, are going to be very useful moving forward in terms of chaos difficulty fights. Kefka also has that HP silence, let's not forget about that, and he also has blind just in case as well. So he's a very good debuffer, having access to the most, I guess, most annoying debuffs and life-saving debuffs at that. So I highly suggest, if you are lacking in those, which at the moment I am, so I am planning to pull on this banner. I am going to be using tickets, however I'm not sure, if 100% sure whether I am going to be investing on the gems department. So that's why I only put here, only use if you are desperate for a magic dealing characters, and I'm up to the point where I am almost there, because I couldn't get Alphinode's EX, and now this is probably my next best thing when it comes to a magic damage dealing character. Again, Cloud of Darkness is a very strong DPS, especially if you go 3 out of 3 with her. Kefka, you know, is sort of like a alternative for Arciela when it comes to HP silence, so going to be very, very useful. And I think I'll leave the video right there, guys. Please do remember to click like and subscribe once again if you haven't already. I really do appreciate all the support you guys give me, and this also helps with the YouTube algorithm, and of course makes my channel grow as well. Really do appreciate it. Again, follow me on Facebook and on Twitter at Munchkins Gaming. You can ask me questions there directly, and I'll answer you to the best of my abilities and as soon as possible. Leave down in the comments below, which one are you going to be after? Are you going to be after Kefka or Cloud of Darkness? I myself don't have any of their EX, so this is a pretty enticing banner for me, and I guess that's another one of the reasons why you should pull for this one, is if you don't have any of the EXs here. I guess that is a very good reason for you to actually pull on this banner. Having one of them would be really nice. And again guys, don't forget about the like goals. 150 likes. We still have not gotten 150 likes on any of my Should You Pull videos after I've started doing these like goals. Would really appreciate it if we can get there. Thank you very much for watching. This is Munchkins logging off, and I'll see you guys in the next level.